You were a double major in economics and political science. You were vice president of the Economics Council at USD. You were part of the Model UN, captain of the soccer team. How did you manage to balance everything?
I think it was, it took me a little bit of time to figure that out. I think my freshman year, I was very much, okay, I need to settle myself in here, get used to the soccer, and then move on. But yeah, as you say, as I've kind of progressed through the years, I found myself able to get involved in more activities on campus. And I think it's just a matter of managing your time really, and kind of the time that you do have free, making sure that you're kind of putting it to its best use, whether that's studying or kind of organising with your other exec members if you're on a kind of campus organisation, but just making sure that you're on top of your things and kind of keeping everything in view so you can kind of know what's going on and what you need to be doing when.
Now that you're graduating USD, your plan is to get a master's in development studies at the London School of Economics. Can you explain what that is exactly and why it interests you?
So development studies is essentially kind of an international development kind of course. We look at kind of, different theories and kind of applied practices for development studies. But what it was for me that really attracted me to the course was the opportunity to specialise in development economics. And as you say, with my background in majoring in economics, that was something that really kind of interested me and appealed to me and was the reason I went for that course. And obviously it's a very prestigious university, so that was obviously another big factor. But I felt that kind of development, it was kind of in the middle of kind of my two majors with politics and economics, and I felt that was probably the route that kind of put my studies to the best use, to get the most kind of out of what I've studied, kind of to help the most people, and that seemed to be the route that kind of was the best for me in terms of that.
And just to be a little more specific, I know you mentioned you being in San Diego the last 4 years and being in such close proximity to a place like Tijuana and noticing the differences between the two cities, even though they're so close, they're in different countries, and that has had a huge impact on how those cities have developed, and that sort of sparked your interest and desire in this topic. Can you talk a little more about that?
Yeah, so I think it just kind of, as you say, they're so close to each other geographically. I think it just highlights kind of the importance of kind of public policy and things like that, and shows that there are things that we can do as kind of politicians or people working for NGOs, that there are things that we can do to kind of bridge that. And kind of, I think, although it's kind of sad to see, I think it shows that there are things that we can do. There are reasons they're developed differently, and can we kind of figure out what those reasons are and apply them to places that aren't so developed. And I think I've also found it really important that it's not just rich US versus Mexico. Even within San Diego, you see kind of vast inequalities with kind of the homeless population. And I think so, yeah, even within the US, there's a lot of work to be done and across kind of the developed world in terms of reducing inequality and things like that.